One of the most confusing things I think in Maven, or at least overlooked, when you start beginning Java programming and it has a Maven package. To start off with Maven, you have to have a POM file. So POM stands for Page Object Model, and in the Page Object Model, you can see that it's all XML, and the schema is defined in the attributes of the tag for project. So this defines the tags and kind of the schema location, which then it can look up and then verify the tags that are there. That's why when you're in Eclipse and you mistype something and you get the red squiggly line for a syntax mistake, this is how it knows how to make valid XML is based on this information it's getting from these websites here. And for a very basic POM, you have the group ID, artifact ID, and version ID. And obviously the version ID is to your application, your project you're making, and so it's what version are you rolling out next. And so the artifact ID is generally the name of the project, and then the group ID is kind of like the whole company name. And normally what that is like if the company has a website, it'd be the reverse of the website name, and then whatever your project is. And that's just normal, standard. You can make the group ID whatever you want, really. So I'm going to copy this into here. I'm going to copy this, go to here. So I've copied it, and I made this file, POM.xml, and now I'm going to open it up here. And you can see I've already pasted it in there because I was working previously just for this video. So I'm going to paste it again just to make sure it took. Save it. And then I'm going to come into here. And now what we can do is we can write, we can run a Maven help and find out the super POM, which as you go on to here is a hierarchical POM inheritancy for the base POM. So if you're familiar with Java and inheritancy between classes and objects, then this is very similar to that, and you can find the effective POM that's going to take effect when you run build commands. Oops. Okay, didn't take that time. Copy, paste. There it is. So running this, you'll find the effective POM. It'll actually scan the project and print out the effective POM for you. And as you can see, this is not what I pasted into that one file, but this is what's running behind the scenes because this is what's inherited to that one POM file. So basically, if you wanted some other activity to take place when you're building something, for example, if you look at some of these plugins, here's the Maven Clean plugin. So if you want to define your own clean phase, you would have to define this plugin in your POM file and then explicitly state what the goals of the POM of that plugin is going to be. And so going forward, so also I wanted to discuss build life cycles with you. So this is this is exactly what I just said. And so the next page in this is going to be build life cycles, and this is a very big deal in Maven. This is the whole thing that you need to understand in Maven, and it frequently confuses a lot of developers that are very new to Maven, and they don't understand the why it's so important to order these in a certain order and how everything kind of comes into play. So the build lifecycle defines exactly how certain plugins are going to be executed. And so a plugin is you can think of it as a class that's inherited other attributes and also calls upon other classes to finish that specific goal it had in mind. For example, if you wanted to do a clean, and you can see here is a clean lifecycle, you have pre-clean, clean, and post-clean. And if you do clean, it would include the pre-clean phase and then also the clean phase. So there's two plugins going on if you just type Maven clean. So let's go ahead and do that, and let me show you what's happening. And this just has a POM file in it. There's no Java project. So looking at this, you can see that it went to just the one phase here, and if we look at this tutorial further, you can see that we can define our plugin to do the clean phase for us. So what we're going to do is copy this plugin here, and we're going to put that into our POM file. And let me just verify that. Okay, so the plugins have to be inside the build tag. So we'll put a build tag here. And once that's done, now that we define the pre-clean phase and also the clean and post-clean phase, we can see it in action. So now when I'm building this, you notice different behavior. So this is running the ant run plugin, which this is the name of the plugin I just put into there. And this is the pre-clean phase, and I believe what it's supposed to do is it should echo out something. Yeah, right here. So it also downloaded all these jars for us, and this part of the plugin, I believe. So execution, pre-clean. The goal is to run, and that's it. And then so executed the pre-clean phase and then also the clean phase. And it echoed those out because that's what we defined the task to do. And so if we run the post-clean phase instead, it'll do all three. It'll do the pre-clean, the clean, and now the post-clean as well. So it'll run all build phases up into that one phase you specify. That's why the order is important. So it did all those things again. It didn't download the jars because there were no changes. So pre-clean, clean, and then post-clean phase. So that's how it kind of works with build life cycles. Is it will do everything and up to that one goal. And there are many other different types of life cycles besides just cleaning. And it could be generate test sources, test compile, Maven compile. In fact, we could just run Maven compile right now and see what happens. So this will execute everything up into the Maven compile plugin, which I haven't defined. It's in the Super POM. So this looks at the resources first. Looks like it's using the Maven resources plugin 2.6, and it didn't find any project because obviously I don't have one there. It's just a POM file I'm messing around with. And then it did the compile plugin. So no sources to compile, and then it died. And we can do the Maven package plugin to see what that does. So this did many plugins. So it did the resource, the compile, it tested the compile, and then it ran any tests you needed, and then it created a jar in the target directory, which I didn't have a target directory to start with, so it actually created one for me. So there you go. And it also created that jar. And so there's my jar. And the jar is empty because no content was marked for inclusion. So that defines build life cycles, and you can read all about that on this tutorial page, which is the next page on here. Build profile. Or no, I think it was on it. That was the last one. Yeah, this is build lifecycle. So, thank you for watching again. Hope you learned something, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up or whatever you want to do. Send me money. That sounds great, actually. Yeah, send me money. All right, thanks a lot. Bye.